Well, I thought I'd do something different today. Wear pink. Okay, I'm just kidding. No, I have something really exciting to announce to you. Oh my goodness, Siri talking to me. She's like, "You wore pink again?" I have something exciting I want to share with you, and I have a big announcement I want to make. But first, before we get into this, I was just curious, did any of you see what happened, what was it, 2 weeks ago with John Maxwell? Did you see my dream come true of him coming here, speaking at my conference? But I had to speak an entire message right in front of him. Did any of you see that? Do you understand the guts it took? I texted my mom right before. I said, "Mama, pray. Oh, Jesus, help me." John Maxwell, I taught a whole message on the laws of success I learned from John Maxwell that changed my life in front of John Maxwell. I'm just curious if any of you saw this. I'm going to look at your comments. But you know, one of the things I learned from Maxwell is he calls it the law of the rubber band. And he says if you want to go to the next level, you got to be stretched. And stretching is painful, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, it hurts, but it's necessary to go where God wants you to go. Boy, was I stretched, y'all. But we did it. I was talking. I was like, "Don't look to the left. He's sitting right there." But we did it. Oh, man, that was quite an accomplishment. That was quite a feat. But I want to say thank you because many of you did message me and say, "I'm praying for you right now." And I really believe you did because it worked. So, okay. I don't know if you heard about the word the Lord gave me for this year about it being a record breaking year. And we've got records all over the ministry and on our vision boards with our goals written on the records. But I wanted to read this to you real quick and key in on just a couple of words that the Lord really emphasized to me 2 weeks after He gave me this word. So, the Lord was telling me that this will be a record breaking year for those who hold my word near. He said, "You'll achieve more, receive more, and walk in new doors as never before. Discipline and focus are the keys that turn the knob. You simply focus on the vision and trust me to do my job." He said, "Take action and avoid distraction. Give like never before, and you'll live like never before. If you're going to break some records one by one, it will demand doing some things you've never done. Don't talk yourself out of something new. Talk yourself into doing what you know to do. Define your goal and decide the actions to take. Give me your faith and new records will break." Last thing he said was get your expectancy through the roof and you'll break records as solid proof. Now, I love this. And the reason it was so powerful to me is because I didn't sit there and try to rhyme things. It was flowing out of me so fast. I never had a moment to even pause and think, does this make sense? It was just flowing. And there's several things the Lord said in here, but 2 weeks later, like around October 16th, I was just listening for the Lord and I heard him say this. I wrote it in my journal. He said, "Do some things you've never done." And I'm just listening and I heard, "Do some things you've never done." Then I heard it again. "Do some things you've never done." I was like, am I seriously hearing this 3 times in a row? But then I heard the Lord say, "When you truly get this, you'll experience things you've never experienced before, but you've always wanted." Well, now that has become like a decision maker in my life. Already, it's only February 1st. And when decisions are brought to me, I mean, I pray it out and stuff, but I keep going, "Do some things you've never done, things that stretch me, that put me out of my comfort zone." For example, next week, I'm going to a training. That's doing something I usually wouldn't do at this moment with all the busyness of what we have going on. And it was spur of the moment. Like I just booked this last week, fly to Florida, go to a training so I can keep growing and learning. Do some things you've never done. Well, I really wanted to emphasize that because today is the last day for our enrollment for my Vision 101 program. Now, you may know about this, you may not know about it. I'll explain more about it in a minute, but I wanted you to know today is the last day to get enrolled. This is the #1 coaching program that I offer that we get more testimonies from than anything else because this is a comprehensive plan on how to change your habits that change your life. You get vision in every area: vision for your finances, vision for your body, vision for your home, vision for your career, your calling. Anyway, vision for your schedule, time management. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But first, I want to read this story to you that I got from a precious lady named Julie. So listen to this because I think it's really going to inspire you. So Julie wrote to me and she said, in high school, she said, I'd written some career choices. One was to be a flight attendant, but then I became an alcoholic, looking for love in all the wrong places, already divorced by the time I was 21 years old. I simply put away my career choices and was just living day to day. Years went by. I remarried, had kids, and we became empty nesters. She said we downsized our house and moved closer to the airport. Out of nowhere, my husband reminded me of how years and years ago I always wanted to be a flight attendant, but I said, I'm way too old. Well, she said, one day I found you, Terry. I started devouring your wisdom on YouTube, podcast, books, Vision 101, and getting vision for my life. She said, I put myself on a schedule every morning, changed my habits, became a partner with the ministry. I'm so grateful. And she said, so far, Terry, I have lost 20 pounds, but I want you to see this. I am now a flight attendant with Alaska Airlines, a 40 plus year dream come true at age 59 years old. Look at this. Can we all say congrats, Julie? Just put that in the comments. Congrats, Julie. 59 years old. You're never too old. It's never too late to do what God has put in your heart to do. Isn't that encouraging? So I wanted to read one more because I thought this one was really precious. It's from Joanna. Here's a cute little picture of Joanna. But she told me that she was drifting around without passion or purpose and had little vision and dead dreams. After college, she said, my ability to dream slowly dwindled away as disappointments, failed goals, and resolutions seemed to emphasize my inability to be one of those people who do so much, which we all can understand that. She said, as a stay-at-home mom of 3, I had forgotten how to dream. Do you know that's the biggest thing people tell me when I meet them at different churches and conferences? They'll say, I don't know what my dreams are. And I totally understand that. But she said, then I discovered Terry. She said, I swallowed my pride and enrolled. I gave up drive-through coffees and extra shopping, but the value I've gotten from Vision 101 is worth millions. That blesses my heart so much. But listen to what she said. I am amazed and stunned. She said, I am halfway to my weight loss goal. I've almost finished writing my first book. My home is organized and more enjoyable. And she said, I could cry knowing that my kids will have a better quality of life because I chose to change myself. Isn't that amazing? She said, having someone to turn to and courses to take that are based on God's word, actionable and packed full of what I need in life, has been priceless. She said, I'm pursuing my goals and passions while living the life of my dreams. That's Joanna. Isn't that awesome? Let's say congrats, Joanna. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because, you've probably heard my story, and, I can tell you all day long how God changed my life of having no vision, being so shy and insecure. And in fact, at Christmas time, we found some old home movies from 25 to 30 years ago. And we watched them, and we hadn't seen them in so long. And I'm watching these home movies, and even just watching my body language and watching how I carried myself and how I spoke, and so shy, so insecure. In fact, Roddy and I were joking about it, and he goes, do you remember when we'd go out to dinner with people and you'd say, you do the talking, you lead the conversation? Because I was so insecure. And back then, so undisciplined and unfocused. And I carried myself like this. My shoulders were down, my head was down. And I would work out, but it was for summer vacation. I would save money, but it was for Christmas presents. Or I would get closer to God, but it was for a specific breakthrough. It wasn't until, I like to say I came to a fork in the road, which I have, just like Julie and Joanna, where I came to that fork in the road. And I remember making a decision, first of all, to make God first place in my life, and to wake up a little bit earlier and start spending time with him, and to grab a journal and grab a pen and start practicing hearing the voice of God, which I'm going to show you how to do that, how to practice hearing God's voice and write what you hear. People go, how do you know it's God? Practice. That's how you learn anybody's voice, is practice. You hear it over and over and over until you get more confident in recognizing that voice. But one time I heard the Lord say this. He said, don't be average and your life won't be average. You don't be average and your life won't be average. Well, I started looking at the average person. The average person oversleeps 30 minutes a day. Well, then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier. The average person watches 4 to 6 hours of TV a day. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to turn it off and go do something that'll help me grow. The average person never reads another book after college or high school. The average person. Well, then I'm going to force myself to read even though I hated it in the beginning. The average person doesn't work out. Then I'm going to at least go for a walk for 20 minutes. Or, the average person doesn't save money. Well, then I'm going to start with $20 a week, because $20 a week is over $1,000 a year. I can do that. So I started doing above average habits. And you know the story. It changed my whole life. In fact, I remember when Rodney and I were on the verge of divorce and I'm starting to make these changes, but my life was still a mess. But the counselor said 5 words to me that I'd never heard before. He knew my life was a mess. Everything was a mess. And he said 5 words. He said, fight fear with a plan. Fight fear with a plan. Put that in the comments so you get it ingrained. Fight fear with a plan. In other words, you fear that you're never going to have money, then you fight that fear by educating yourself in the area of money, and you learn how to budget and you learn how to save. You fight your fears with a plan. So I started getting a plan for my morning routine. I started getting a plan to grow myself, a plan to start saving money, a plan to start working out, a plan to build my confidence. You don't just accidentally become confident. I had to be intentional about overcoming insecurities and shyness and fear and rejection with a plan on purpose. So anyway, that led to what you see today is what God has done in my life to transform me from the inside out. So I heard a success coach say this. He said, when you find someone who's doing something that you want to do, or you see results in their life, maybe they're very fit, or they're very successful, or they're very wealthy, or they're a great real estate agent, and that's your dream. He said, you don't have to try to figure it out. He said, just find the blueprint. Look at what they're doing and model it. Find a blueprint for what you want to do. Well, I want to challenge you to use Vision 101 as a blueprint. That's what this is. This is a blueprint for how I started discovering what my dreams and goals were, how I started writing my goals, how I started getting my house cleaned up. All of those habits that we talk about, this is the blueprint. So I turned it into a course called Vision 101. And if you've never heard about this before, this is 13 modules, and 13 weeks is actually 90 days. I heard someone say that it takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to create a lifestyle. So this is a 90-day program where every week you get a new video with me with a new module, and I'm going to walk you through it. You get your little workbook and you work through this and you fill it out. And I think it's like 20 minutes maybe. Can I tell you, your future is worth 20 minutes of investing in you? My daughter's in here with me, some of my team's here. My choice to work on me impacted her life. Like, instead of thinking, I'm so busy, I've got a daughter to raise, I've got a job, I don't have time for this. Do you know that me making a schedule, 20 minutes, I can work on me, it not only impacted my whole life, but it impacted my marriage, my daughter's life. It impacted everything. So I want you to know your future is worth the investment. So if this is for you, like I said, it's 13 modules. You'll get ebooks, audiobooks, you'll get workbooks, you get those training videos, and it's over $1,000 worth of product, worth of content, but we reduced the price to $397. So again, this is the last day to enroll. We only open enrollment for a short period. So this is your last chance, and I wanted to just kind of explain to you what you're going to learn. You're going to be confident. You're going to have clear goals written down, because I'll walk you through it. You're going to have your house cleaned up. You're going to learn how to time map your schedule so that you're not overwhelmed every day. You have a schedule on paper. You're going to learn so much in this that's going to take your life to a completely different level. 90 days from now, you won't be where you are today. So if that's you, I would love for you to get enrolled today. The last chance, like I said, it closes at midnight. But there is one more thing I wanted to mention. Okay, if you want to get in Vision 101, I believe we'll put the link there so you can just click on it, get enrolled. Don't miss the opportunity. Opportunities come and go, right? So seize the moment if you feel like God's telling you, it's time to do something different. Do some things you have never done. Maybe this is God telling you, start investing in yourself. Do something different, right? The last thing I want to say, and this is a big announcement, I have not shared this publicly other than at the next conference a couple of weeks ago. We are launching for the first time ever something that we have gotten more requests for than probably anything. Is people have been asking if I would do any coaching that involves accountability, because we have so many people enrolled in Vision 101. Like I said, we get more testimonies from this than anything, but some people don't make it all the way through. And that bothers me because I don't want you to just learn the first 2 habits and then not ever finish the course. And there's a lot of people who do that, and I totally get it because you have to have a certain level of self-motivation. Well, we decided after much prayer and planning and getting the feedback from some of you, we are launching what we are calling the Vision 101 Masterclass. Can you see my little bag here? Vision 101 Masterclass. So this class, there's all kinds of goodies in here, but this class is going to have a guided coach who's going to guide you through the modules with weekly Zoom calls every week, just for those short periods. Every week, you're going to get on a call with a guided coach, and you're going to have an accountability group to keep you motivated to go, hey, what did you fill out your workbook? What are some of your goals? Or what are you thinking about? Or stuff you feel comfortable discussing, because you're going to have an inner circle. Here's what we've discovered. When you get in a group of like-minded people, your commitment goes up 80%. Isn't that amazing? Just getting around people to go, okay, I'll see you next Tuesday. Let's do our homework. I'll see you Tuesday. So it's a guided coach. I'll be on the calls from time to time. I'm going to have some of my inner circle, some of my closest friends come on these calls to share their wisdom with you. And this is really, really cool. I thought this would be so much fun, is we're also going to have a graduation ceremony for you at Icing. So at the Icing Women's event, we want you to come up so I can give you a hug and congratulate you for completing Vision 101 and making this investment in yourself. I want you to know this is not for everybody. This is for those of you who truly feel like God is telling you it's time. It's time for you to do something you have never done. You've never invested in yourself at this level. This is for you. So if you want to get involved, we are only opening up to 50 spots right now because it's an accountability group. So we want to start, we're calling it the charter class, with 50 spots right now. Now, I was told this morning we have 18 spots open, but right before we went live, Gladys, who's going to be your main coach, your point person to talk to you, she came in and said we have 16 spots left. So if that's you, today is your day, and it's the last day to get enrolled in the Vision 101 Masterclass. Let me show you some fun things you're going to get real quick when you get enrolled. I think this is pretty cute. When the vision is clear, the results will appear. 3D, you get glasses. Of course, you're going to get a pom-pom because you're joining my cheer squad. You're going to get your own workbook, just like mine, to put pictures of your dreams and goals, your declarations. You're going to get a Live Your Dreams devotional. It's a 90-day book because this is a 90-day program. So anyway, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here. But when you get signed up, we're going to mail this to you. But don't forget, there's only 16 spots open. And I can't wait to see your beautiful face on these Zoom calls so I can cheer you on. And I just believe in Jesus' name that you are going to realize you're worth the investment. So if that's you, I want you to contact Gladys personally. She has her email. We're going to put that in the notes there, the comments. You can email her. You can call her. But this is going to be a personal accountability. And I believe truly it's going to be an answer to prayer to get you focused and get you disciplined on living your dreams. So I hope this helps you today. And just know I'm cheering you on to live your dreams. So don't miss this opportunity. Get enrolled before midnight. Thank you for being with me.